Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have an update for you guys on the Days Gone situation, and if you're unfamiliar with what's going on exactly, Days Gone supposedly had gotten cancelled. I made a video about this a few days ago, and this came from Jason Schreier, who wrote an article at Bloomberg, and he was arguing that Days Gone had been cancelled because of Metacritic reviews. Sony didn't see it as profitable to make a second game, and so they wanted to divert those resources into making a Last of Us 1 remake. Now, these rumors were never confirmed or denied, but what happened was the director at Ben Studios, Jeff Ross, had actually praised Jason Schreier, the author who actually wrote that article, and on top of that was liking tweets of people that were disappointed that Days Gone 2 had been canceled. Now, today we have some more information, and this is from a different director, John Garvin, who left Days Gone around the time that the first game came out, so I believe April 2019, and he was basically kind of lashing out the fans, and he insulted the fans. So he was on Jeff's YouTube show, and he said some things that I really disagree with, and I'd like to share that right here, and I'll link this article also. So it says, John Garvin was speaking to game designer David Jaff on Jaff's YouTube show, where he was asked if he'd heard anything about any meaningful uptick of engagement with Days Gone since the game was added to the PlayStation Plus collection on PS5. I do have an opinion on something that your audience may find of interest, and it might piss some of them off, Garvin replied. If you love a game, buy it full price. I can't tell you how many times I've seen gamers say, yeah, I got that on sale. I got it through PlayStation Plus or whatever. And then actually, Jaff actually said, but how do you know you love a game until you've played it? That was actually a really good point that he made. And he said, I'm just saying, you don't. But don't complain if a game doesn't get a sequel if it wasn't supported at launch, Garvin replied. It's like God of War got whatever number millions of sales at launch, and you know Days Gone didn't. I'm just speaking for me personally as a developer. I don't work for Sony. I don't know what the numbers are. I can tell you that when we were doing Siphon Filter Dark Mirror on PSP, we got so effed on Dark Mirror because piracy was a thing, and Sony wasn't really caught up on what piracy was doing to sales. And we would show them torrents. A torrent site had 200,000 copies of Dark Mirror being downloaded. If I remember it right, the numbers could be wrong, but regardless, I was pissed about it then. I was like, this is money out of my pocket. So I think the uptake in engagement with the game is not as important as did you buy the game at full price, because if you did, then that's not supporting the developer directly. Okay, now where do I start with this guy? So I'm going to start off with, I guess, at the end what he says about the piracy. Now, I'm really against piracy. I think most people can agree with me that piracy is bad because it's taking money away from the developers, people that have worked hard into making a game. Piracy is just not okay. But, I don't know what he means when he's, using that in the same, in the same paragraph when he's talking about, Days Gone 2, not being bought at full price. So when people get it on sale, or did they get it on PlayStation Plus, I don't understand his comparison exactly. I understand the developer gets pissed off when games are pirated. I get that and all, they lose money, but you can't really compare that to people buying something on sale or getting it on PlayStation Plus. I don't know why he had to just throw that in there. But about what he said here, and he says if you love a game, buy it at full price. Well, first of all, like Jaff said, you don't know that a game is going to be good. And I'll tell you this, there are people that love a game, that want to be able to buy a game, but they don't have the money to get it right away. Not everybody has $60 to spend right away. People have bills to pay. They got to put food on the table. They got to do a lot of things. So not everyone is going to buy a game at launch. Game sales, they're over time. So over time, a game sells really well, and Days Gone has been selling really well over time. It is actually their best-selling game of all time. So Ben Studios' best-selling game of all time. So when somebody sees a game on sale, they're more likely to buy it because they're saving a little bit of money. They might not have had the money at the time. And when a game is on PlayStation Plus, I'm assuming that Sony, they give the developer some kind of money for it being on PlayStation Plus, because there has to be something in it for the developer. But when it's on PlayStation Plus, a lot more people are going to download it, and now Days Gone's fan base is going to increase significantly because the game is on PlayStation Plus. You are going to have a ton more people play it. And I don't like how he says, don't complain if a game doesn't get a sequel if it wasn't supported at launch. Like I said, not everyone has $60 to spend right away on hand, and games are going to go up to $70 now on the PlayStation 5. So some companies are going to start charging even more. So just because somebody doesn't buy a game at launch doesn't mean that they're not a fan of it. There's plenty of people that don't buy games at launch, they buy them later on. I've heard so many times people say, oh, I really like this game. I know it's a great game, but I just don't have the money on me. I'll purchase it in the future. Maybe it's when it's on sale or something like that, or when I have money. Just because somebody's not buying it right away doesn't mean that they don't want to support a developer, doesn't mean that they don't want to buy the game. This is, one of the worst things that you can possibly do when you lash out at your fans and you just blame them for stuff like this. It's not your fans' fault that the game has gotten canceled if it has. This is Sony's fault because Sony has no idea what they're doing. Sony is so obsessed with the Metacritic scores. If they made a Days Gone 2, plenty of people would buy it, and more people are going to buy it than normal if they would make it, because a lot of people are going to complete it on PlayStation Plus, and they're going to really enjoy it, and they're going to look forward to a second game whenever that comes out. So plenty of people will buy a Days Gone 2 when it comes out. Don't blame the fans for this. That's Sony's fault. The last time that I remember something like this happening is I remember this happened with Capcom and Mega Man Legends 3, though it was a little bit different, but Mega Man Legends 3, this was a game that was being developed on the 3DS in 2010, and it was a sequel to Mega Man Legends 2, which came out in 2000. So 10 years later, it was getting an official sequel. And then what actually happened was when Capcom was developing it, they just canceled the project out of nowhere. So they canceled it. I think it was July of 2011. So it was announced October 2010, I believe. Mega Man Legends 3 was canceled in July of 2011, and they basically blamed the fans for it. When they didn't state any kind of reason at first, and fans were getting outraged, demanding a reason, and then 2 days later, Capcom UK said that if more fans had participated in the dev room, then the game would have been greenlit. And the dev room was, a thing for Mega Man Legends 3 at the time, in which the fans were actually contributing to the development of the game. They were submitting ideas, drawings, character designs, and they had thousands of people on that dev room, plenty of people on that, and there was plenty of people that were following it and very interested in the project, and then it got canceled, and it was blamed for like a lack of fan support. Seriously? What is going on here? And now you have a developer doing the exact same thing. To be fair, this guy isn't with Ben Studios anymore, but at the same time this is going to stain their reputation. And a lot of people are going to be pissed off about this. I bought Days Gone at launch at the time. I liked the game, and I was looking forward to it. But other people that didn't buy Days Gone at the time, they can't be blamed for this and attacked for this. Maybe they had other games they wanted to play at the time. Maybe they were looking forward to something else, or maybe they didn't have money. Like I said, people have bills to pay. Not everyone has $60 right away to buy every new game that comes out. These developers need to seriously understand that. And now that I remember it, Days Gone, the month that it came out in was April. It came out in April, which, is kind of a weird month, in a way to release like a major game like that. A game that they've been working on for several years. April, kind of a weird month, You'd think that, summertime would be better to release something, maybe June, July, or even possibly, during the holidays. The holidays are probably the best time to release a game like Days Gone. But, I could understand they probably didn't want to wait that long. They had the game ready. But, like I said, April, it's still a weird month to just release something. So, in the end, don't blame your fans for this. Blame Sony. Sony are the people that don't know what they're doing. Sony are the people that are neglecting Days Gone. But I want to see a sequel to Days Gone. I really like the game, but I honestly don't appreciate, fans being insulted and just attacked over this. And, this guy, I don't think he was expecting the backlash that he got, but he got the backlash because you just can't talk to people like that. Buy a game at full price if you want to support the developer. Just disgusting. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys enjoyed my video, drop a like. And if you're new to my channel, you want to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.